Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so we're about to get into another one. And the one we're getting into tonight is the latest and greatest Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And the one going down the rabbit hole with me tonight is the one, the only, the lovely AK. What's good with you tonight?
What is going on, my brother? How are you this evening?
Excellent, excellent. I'm feeling good. Went and saw the movie last night. I went and saw the 1010, so we were out late last night getting it in, but yeah, got it in. And I gotta say, I am on the fence. I'm pulling a fandom, which we were waiting. Just not sure what happened, but I'm sure he'll be back again on the next one. But I pulled the fandom on this one, and I'm on the fence. I don't know which one I like better, the Doctor Strange or the Spideyverse. What do you think?
Doctor Strange or the Spideyverse?
Not the Spideyverse, but the latest Spider-Man movie.
Well, the latest Spider-Man movie. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say Doctor Strange. Then, I,
you like
I there's a lot that I love about the Spider-Man movie, but Doctor Strange has just a bit more edge for all those delicious fan service things that Feige smacked us with.
Oh, they dipped in deep in all the fan
Son,
service, especially the Illuminati part. Like, was that
mm,
literally just for the fans? I mean, was that even necessary? What was that?
I mean, you got to think about it though. When it comes to things that are being done and how they marketed this, yeah, Strange has some shit to answer for. So, what higher authority are you going to send after Strange? The TVA can't do shit. That's not their jurisdiction. So, of course, you got to bring in the Illuminati. Those are the only ones that are qualified for that.
You don't think that's the TVA's jurisdiction? Like, what is their jurisdiction? Like, how come they can't infringe on that?
You know, low key, I wanna say what damn it, what's my girl's name from Black Panther? Io. You know, the Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be.
Right?
Normally, that works for the TVA, but in this specific situation, it couldn't have. I don't think it fits with them. This is more than just a timeline issue. This is multiples on the greater, extents that they even have touched on before. So, yeah, this one was heavy.
Speaking of timelines, when Wanda was up there like clipping branches, she didn't just like throw them away. Like she was collecting them all and putting them in like specific crates in the middle of the orchard. It seemed like. Like, is that like her way of clipping timelines? Like she's gone down that path looking for her kids. It wasn't there, so she clips that timeline and brings it back. Did that have anything to do with any of that?
I I don't think timelines would cue into that for her. For Wanda, I think it would be more of different universes than timelines. Which again is probably why the TVA didn't feel the need to intervene because that's their main shtick is everything affecting a timeline. Wanda is affecting different realities on a whole grand scale. That's not them.
What's up, Jake Cruz? That is just classic. The real
Jake in
children
here
are
hating.
over, right? Over active imagination. Stop it. But actually, they are like. How are there different Tommy and Billies out there when she did just make them up out of her like misery and the reality of her little Pleasantville? How are there multiples of them now all across the timelines? And have they always been there, or did she like snap them? Like, did they just appear when she made them? Because she made hers out of magic, but did she just know to make them out of magic because she's dreamt them in like other realities?
I want to say it's a mix of almost everything you just said. She knows those kids are out there on some grand level. I mean, this is one of the things that Marvel really has to explain in the upcoming movies and how this works. They gave us a little tidbit, but the way it works for them, I think it's just that those are things that are in Wanda's head because she's been dreaming about them. And I'm sure she was having those multiverse dreams long before WandaVision ever even came into being. So that's the breadcrumbs that come out. You know, it's one thing too many that she loses, and then these happy worlds with her and kids and Vision. Although I question whether Vision was even around in some of the other universes because we never saw him. I
And
think
if
they
we
would have
see
went
him, like,
back to bring
is it
him out.
is it the Vision or is it more like White Vision, just different versions of him that have been built?
That is the question.
Because I mean, not,
That is absolutely the question. That's one of those things they got to pick back up and explain.
What's up, Christian Oates? I see you out there. To me, it almost seemed like WandaVision sequel, huh? Which I absolutely
Low
happy with.
key.
Thoroughly enjoyed this film. Hard for to compare with Spider-Man, and it's kind of yeah. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
bit apples and oranges, other than the Doctor Strange tie-in and the fact that there were other multiverses that seemed to be cracked open and people coming through. But absolutely, yeah. It's I don't know. I think I like Doctor Strange better than Spidey, but Spidey I wasn't a huge fan of, and I actually like this one. But again, like some people think it was like a nonstop chase scene, and there was parts I was almost falling asleep in, and I never fall asleep in movies. So I don't know. How do you feel about it? Was it just a too rapid pace? Was it just right? Was there some lulls? What do you think?
No, I don't think it was too rapid pace at all. I mean, let's see, maybe there was one or two slow parts. I would give it, and that's about it. The speed that they brought everything in, I thought fit very well.
Thought it was right where it
Sometimes,
needed to
with
be.
Marvel movies, they do put a certain amount of filler in all of them. This one didn't have too much unneeded filler to me.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I thought it kept a pretty decent pace the whole way. Like I said, there was a couple lulls, but I thought it kept up. But how suave is Doctor Strange these days? Just Dapper Don himself, like he was looking good strolling into that wedding. I was like,
Yo,
damn.
and this is the Christine absolutely called him out on this before everything started popping off.
Oh,
And you could just tell what by the look on her face. This motherfucker could have went inside quietly, went down the stairwell, or went into the
oh,
stairwell,
hell
poofed
no.
himself downstairs,
Nope.
and but no, he got to make the grandiose gesture. Let me swallow this shot real quick, and
Oh,
pull off. Pull out the cloak out of like his freaking back pocket that's sitting in the fifth dimension or some shit, and just jumps over the ledge in this like 20-foot story building that he's in. And Christine just comes out and looks, and you could tell by the look on her face, like she's just like, this motherfucker, you doing this shit at my fucking wedding? What did I just tell you?
oh man.
Here he go again. Got to be the one to hold the knife.
Oh, he was nice with his. And I mean, like just the way he took the time to set down the drink, whip out the cape, and I mean,
Oh man.
unbelievable. There's absolute chaos outside, and he's just like, "I got this." Just
Mm-hmm.
bounces over the railing like it's nothing. Like, oh, how you gonna show up a bride at their own wedding? Doing it right. But he was just suave as shit. I was like, look at him go. Oh yeah, what's up, Christian? Supposedly it's supposed to be a little bit longer. I kind of thought it was like the perfect length. I thought it was right where it needed to be. I wonder, yeah, maybe there will be a director's cut that comes out a little bit later. We get
Yeah,
to see a little bit
I've
more.
seen, I've seen reports of like people asking if there was a Raimi cut. I'm like, isn't the Raimi cut like most of what we just saw
Right?
though?
He's the director. That's what we just got. I'm
Yeah.
imagining. I mean, director cuts always have a little bit that they put out, but after how long some of the last ones were, I think
Mm-hmm.
it was nice to come back and cut a little bit extra. And you don't need to be in the theater for 5 hours at a time. I'm always wanting more Marvel, but pace it.
Right, yeah, that's something they could only do like once a decade with Infinity War and Endgame level movies. That's
Right.
it.
So am I just getting used to his pompous and cocky attitude, or is he actually becoming more bearable? Because I didn't mind Doctor Strange so much in this one. I didn't think he was too cocky. I thought he was just right.
I think he's learning. I wouldn't say he's just right, but he's learning. If I'm correct in the timeline of this, this is happening after everything in the last Spider-Man, but I think still a little bit before and maybe during some things that happened in Shang-Chi. Because we know Shang-Chi ended with Wong coming in saying, hey, yo, we got some shit to handle. Welcome to the team. Let's go. We'll answer your questions later. And at the end of this movie, shit's starting to pop off again with this guy and the dark magics that he gets into and taints himself. And he's got the third eye now. And Dormammu is coming back. And I've been hearing rumors about it for years. And she is finally here, officially, in the MCU.
Talking about
Lady
Cleo.
Charlize, yes, is coming in, and I'm really looking forward to that because that's such a good storyline in the comic.
I know nothing about it, but I was like, he did not hesitate. He's like, shit,
Is
let's go.
yo, nor should he have. That is the Charlize Theron.
Oh, this beautiful space blonde just pops up and says, let's go
Mm-hmm.
on a journey. He says, I'm down. Let's get it. He just bounced instantly. Oh, sick Jake. Me too. Me too, buddy. Oh man, what's up? Is our Doctor Strange better than all the rest? Like one Strange was ready to sacrifice America just straight out the gate. Another one looked like he had completely fucked off his universe. So like, did we get the best Doctor Strange out of all of them?
I can't say that. I can't say that. When you say the multiverse, it really is the multiverse. There's a lot of different Stranges out there, and a very particular favorite character of mine um, said that pretty much halfway through the movie. Once we got to what, like Act B, Act C, we'll see what type of Strange you are. That guy's had a lot of interactions with some Doctor Stranges, I think, and I think he knows what he's talking about. He sees some good in Strange. That's why he basically told him, "Yo, you need to go do this." All while the man is still in handcuffs and largely still being looked up as a fugitive. But you got the hardest core player in the game telling you, "Hey, go do this. If you survive, and then we'll see what kind of Strange you are, and I'll make my judgments then." So I'm with him. I'll wait and see what else happens.
He says the verdict is still out.
It really is. It literally still is.
What's up, Jake? Is your phone still acting up? I don't know if maybe with the nail going on like that, it might be the phone
We're
might
having
not
some
be strong
buffering
enough to
issues.
pump it. I don't know. He was saying I don't think we're buffering. I just think maybe if his phone's not strong enough to pump it,
Gotcha.
it might be doing something with
Oh wait,
it.
there's an interesting question there in the chat. I think.
What's that?
Oh, what is that? Jake saying WandaVision should get the Olsen twins in the first cameo. Yo, I am all for that. Do you know how you
Yeah.
want to talk about multiverse? That's how trippy shit could be. They should have had both of them in this one.
Oh, I did not care about the Olsen twins. I like how most of their trailer scenes were in the first part of the movie, though. So like the rest of the movie stayed fresh. Like it was something new. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
We put it all in there. Like okay, we've seen all this, and doing now the rest is like a whole new movie. I love the way they put that out. And I'm so bummed fandom isn't here. I want to know if he was finally going to
I
give my man
know.
Wong some props. Like he was getting it in against that giant calamari with that golden rope.
Yo, Wong is like that sidekick dude, and technically he's not even supposed to be a sidekick. He's still currently the Sorcerer Supreme. That hasn't gone back to Strange just yet. But of course, everybody's playing Wong for the lightweight. Now he's not a sidekick, and I loved Wong's interactions with Strange near the end, because he just looked at him like, you know what? I don't even want to know. Just do what the fuck you gotta
Yep.
do. Tell me where you need me, and I'm done. My guy is literally hanging off the side of a mountain, and he sees Steven flying in with all these dark apparitions and shit at his beck and call, and he just laughs, and he's like, "Strange!" Like, it's like when you see the one person that you like have the most affection for in the group come up with some more crazier shit than you're used to, and you just got to champion that shit. Like, okay, he's here in to save the day.
Right, and save it he did in a way.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Yeah, that was great. We're going to talk about it. Oh my god. But I'm glad Strange finally learned some like get right and gave Wong the respect and the Sorcerer Supreme deserves. Like, bend your ass over and bow to this man. It's like you are no longer the Sorcerer Supreme. I know you're feeling some kind of way, but Wong is. Give that man the respect he deserves.
This movie, I think, showed a lot of growth for Steven, and I think it's a lot of it has been those interactions with Peter the most that helped, because now there's this other young adult life that is solely in his hands that absolutely needs his help, and not him being a dick harping on about shit all the time. And he I think he does fairly well guiding America. So
Absolutely.
I really appreciated that, especially the compassion that he showed after seeing her last memory of her mom's, which I'm really glad they kept. I was on the fence. I was skeptical that they would actually show that, but I'm glad they did.
Oh no, they kept with. From my understanding, they kept with the original comic books pretty tight, pretty solid.
Yes, yeah, her story was retconned before, and I hope they don't do that, because I think this entrance of her is a lot cooler and it shouldn't be retconned. So fingers crossed.
What do you think about Jake Cruz's question? Are these different universes, different from multiple timelines, or are they one and the same?
Everything that we saw when America and Defender Strange and what was going through that whole tumble of things, All of those were different universes. Where Stephen meets the Illuminati, that's also a different universe. I mean, even more aside from the universe that Mordo was in, I think. I don't know. Captain Marvel actually kind of put me on the fence with that one, because she yells at him at Wanda, get out of my universe. So I'm wondering if all of them aren't just an amalgamation of a bunch of different timelines of those heroes. I think they're all just that one universe.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I think it might be one and the same, like different timelines, different multiverses, different people doing different
At least,
things.
actually, no, it is different. I forgot. Christine explained that. Which also one of my favorite parts of nostalgia is when she was telling them the numerical codes for different multiverses. I think they were like 838 or
Right.
something, but the
I heard
universe
those. Yeah.
that Strange comes from is 616. And if you read the comics, the 616 universe is the main Marvel comics. So this is where he's from, basically where everything is happening. That's why I think it's cool, and I'm really
Right.
looking forward to see how the
So a
mutants
different
work together.
timeline would actually be going on in the same universe. So it's the same
Yeah,
person just doing
yeah.
different things within his own universe. So I guess it would be different.
That's where it's very tricky. Yeah, it gets real tricky.
But America's a little thief. Like she stole Strange's sling ring like
Bro!
real quick, and then those little
Right?
pizza balls from the poor little vendor just out trying to make a living. Like she is a little thief.
Right off the bat. Like, first of all, I mean, I guess she wouldn't know, but you're in New York. You got two wizards over here, yeah, but they're New Yorkers, bruh. They know when a pickpocket just happened, and they can catch you. What the fuck is wrong with you, little girl? I come in here and kill this damn raging octopus of a thing, and you gonna steal my shit? What the
Right?
fuck?
Unbelievable. Like who is
What
this
the
little
hell,
thing?
know?
No, I mean, maybe she's feeling some kind of way because another version of him just basically tried to kill her. So she's like, what all the Strange is, but I don't know.
That
She's
ain't
a little
that
thief.
ain't her fault. No, no, that ain't our stranger's fault. You correct
Uh,
that shit right now, Miss Chavez.
That's messed up. But if she can just yell and punch space portals into existence, why did she even need to use a sling ring?
Because in her mind, she's never truly trained on how to do that. So she's never felt like she could control it.
Right, but
Although I think our Strange was right, and you have been controlling it this whole time. You
to some
just
extent.
didn't know that you were.
I mean, maybe she just didn't know. But even when we saw her trying to use the sling ring, she still couldn't even use it. So, like, yeah, I don't know
And I
what she was
wonder
doing
about that
stealing that.
too. Like, you can get this little girl to whole ass other dimensions, but you can't. But it's taken this long for her to master the sling ring.
Yeah, I mean, oh
And
boy
even
from
Ned
Spider Man
mastered
did
that
it.
shit with
Yeah,
Spider Man. Like, what the fuck?
he was a one and done. Come on, he can do it. You can't. What's
Like, come
up?
on, man.
Uh, I know what I got out of it is I need two T-shirts from this movie. I was like, I need one that says "What mouth" with a dude with no mouth. I think that'd be amazing. And can you forget about and you can forget about the lunchbox. Like Wanda showed us she was evil from Jump
You
Street.
know what? I got beef with Mr. Fantastic about that damn line. Reed, you first of all, it's fucking boss that Krasinski actually held off the rumors for this long, and he did pop in here. I'm really, really, really hoping that it's not just a one-off. That we'll see him and Emily Blunt back as Sue Storm and Reed Richards. But Reed, sir, you know this woman can do some crazy shit. Why would you actively pop off at the mouth and say, well, Black Bolt can just whisper and do blah, 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 blah?
Right? Why are
But
you gonna
with
give it
what?
away?
No, Reed, you are literally the smartest motherfucker in that whole building right now. What are you doing?
Yeah, dumb. Just dumb. Just gave away everything. Gave away the game right then and there.
My God.
Your
I was
best
like, Reed,
weapon,
shut the
your
fuck
only
up.
weapon.
Reed, shut the fuck up.
I did love that whole scene with Black Bolt, though. I mean, that was probably my favorite scene of the whole thing.
Oh,
He
goodness,
talked to
yeah.
him, and if anybody needs to just off himself, it's the Black Bolt. I was like,
Yeah, I do
let's do this.
appreciate. I do appreciate that they actually brought the same guy from Inhumans
Mm-hmm.
to do that. I did watch that recently. It still wasn't a great series.
Oh, it's horrible.
I'm not mad that they took it off, but it's cool for the continuance to happen. And
I couldn't even get past the
Lashana
second
Lynch.
episode.
I'm sorry, what?
I couldn't even get past the second episode of Inhumans. It was awful.
I had to push myself to do it. That was a long 2 weeks.
Oh man, yeah, that was terrible. So
I
yeah,
love
it's
that they
not
brought
good.
back Lashana Lynch because that showed the if someone else besides Carol Danvers had become Captain Marvel, and she was gone way too soon from the MCU in my opinion. I love seeing her. Peggy came through with the fly ass blowout hair and all of the kick assery that we know she has. I didn't like seeing her die the way she did, but I still loved the fan service. I don't know if you noticed, but when Reed came in, that square that he portaled in through, that's something directly from his institution that I think we're going to see more of. I just noticed today on the rewatch that there's something very interesting that's said. When Strange finds out who he is, Strange says, didn't they do some randomness with y'all in like the 60s? So they know about the Fantastic Four in the 616 main MCU. I think what is going to happen when they bring them in fully in their movie is it's going to start in the 60s. And I think that'll be interesting to see how long they've been gone, and just now they're coming back in because all this extracurricular shit's going on.
Oh, Jake making comments on the T.
The DJ shit. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you got to copyright that stuff, man.
Oh, there it is. Hey. There it is.
Oh
Yeah,
Marvel, yep. I like it.
absolutely. He said hippies.
Hippies.
Oh man, I mean, I get it. Like the whole meat nail says. Like, can we really blame Vonda? Like, I mean, that hit home when she said, "I blew a hole into the love of my life's head, and it meant nothing." Like, that makes you stop and think about things, really.
It's just like WandaVision. This is really just an extension of that, like you were saying in the beginning. And I feel for her, but still, I'm going by the judgment of what's on my screen. Azkaban. You and Strange. Neither one of y'all are right in the way you be going about doing shit. Neither one of you are right. Azkaban, both of you.
Yeah, very self-centered, definitely.
Very.
Definitely not good. And that's ruthless. But I mean, Wanda gave up a lot, but I mean, they did give her a pass on the whole hypnotizing an entire town thing. So I mean, she got away with a little. Like, come on.
Yeah, they give her and Strange a pass, which is nuts. So yeah, I totally understood when the Illuminati said, "No, actually, you're the one that's the worst right now."
I do not give them a pass on
half
that.
of the shit you're doing
This is
ends up
supposed
in
to be
incursions.
this is supposed to be the smartest, most on top of it cracking team on the planet or in all universes, like the best of the best of the best, and they're just going to be that arrogant and just yada yada, freaking
Well,
the
yeah,
most powerful being in the universes.
it's the Illuminati. Honestly, that's really just their MO. It really is.
Just being idiots. Oh, that's just too much.
That's just their MO. I do have to say though, out of everything, with the fan service that we were given in the trailers, when I first heard the voice, we should tell him the truth. I was like, yeah. Let's do that with the guy that's only shown from the back with the bald head. I know Captain Picard's voice when I fucking hear it.
Right. Of
So
course.
I was already stoked. And then to see that he is not the Fox version. We already called that. We knew he wasn't going to be the Fox version. He was the 90s animated cartoon Professor X, my favorite of all of the Professor X's.
Full on yellow
And he
chair and
came
the whole
in with
bit.
the wheelchair. Just, the only thing that would have made his presence there better is if when he went into Wanda's mind, he said, "Wanda, you must stop." And that's a direct callback to the House of M, where Wanda went fucking crazy and killed like 98% of the mutants.
Yeah, it's all right to kill people that are trying to hurt your kids, but to kill innocent people to save your kids is psychotic. Yeah, there's no question about it. She is completely
But
around
see,
the bend.
that's the thing, though. Who the hell was she saving those kids from? She was kidnapping those kids from that dimension, that universe's mother that they had.
That's the whole
That's not her
thing.
saving
She's going
shit.
Yeah, she's going in to kidnap other people. That was my whole thing. I was like, she don't even have her kids. She's not finding her
I'm
kids. It's
saying.
they're fake and magic. Like she's basically stealing kids from another mom. Like you ain't right. And then making that mom a puppet and just she was just everything about her
Bro.
was just evil.
And she had nerve enough to be surprised when them two little boys saw her and saw what she was doing, that they yelled for their mom, not you, bitch, because you
Mm-hmm.
ain't they mom.
You a witch.
And they went and hid from her. They were about to try to fight her, throwing shit at her like, hey, get the fuck away from us. Don't be going over there to our mom. What the hell you doing? Please don't hurt us. And she was not ready for that. That realization hit her like a ton of bricks, and she was like, oh
Oh,
well, shit. No, Jake, you take that back right now. You saying she is a witch? Not all witches are beyond that shit, and Wanda is not always on this shit. She's been corrupted by the Darkhold. That's not me making excuses for her. That's
no,
just
that's
telling
true.
you exactly what the facts are.
That's true. But it does suck how Feige made me just love Wanda so much in WandaVision, and now I just hate her so much from this movie. Like, didn't she hear Cap? We do not trade lives ever. I was like, come on.
No. Okay, don't bring his punk ass into this, cause that motherfucker ain't innocent either. Alright, Cap ain't innocent either. You
Oh,
see, he plays favorites for his quote unquote oldest friends all the damn time too.
everybody, like I said, superheroes going to be a little bit self-centered at some point. That's just the way it is. Slammin
Whether
said
they
his
want
least
to admit
favorite
it
part.
or not.
Slammin, the man who makes all our thumbnails, shout out to the Slammin. He said his least favorite part was how easily Wong like submitted to Wanda. Like he basically put up no fight whatsoever. But I mean, she was torturing his fellow sorcerers and
Oh,
definitely was
yeah,
going to
I was
kill him.
gonna say. See,
But
and that's the thing. He was fighting to save other people's lives there. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to just let people die when he knows he could help.
right, but the way he was looking at it is like four souls compared to all the universes, all the multiverses. It's like, man, maybe you just got to weigh the good and the bad and let those four go.
Okay, but where would it stop then, though?
At Wong,
Eventually,
Wong's the only one who
it
seemed to
wouldn't
know it.
stop at those four.
No,
It
it
would
would have
not
been
stop at
Wong
those
next,
four.
and then it would have been over because Wong was the only one who knew it. I'm Team
Would it
Cap
have
too,
been, or
buddy.
would she have just went searching in another multiverse for another Wong?
Maybe, but with that one, it looks like Wong's not. Looks like this might be the only universe, or that Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. Because we got Mordo in another one. We got, I'm sure, Doctor Strange is in most of them. So
Possible, but by that same logic, that's what makes me think there's just as many more with Wong in there. It's interesting that what they did with Mordo, though. I had a feeling he was going to be a problem when the trailers first came out. I didn't know it was going to be on this level, and as much as I think Strange is a hypocrite, I think he called it right. For that universe is Strange, Mordo's probably the one that gave him the damn Darkhold. All
could
because
be.
of jealousy and trying to get him out of the way. It
I,
fits Mordo's MO, because you see how he was acting in our universe.
you think how more? You think Mordo gave Strange the Darkhold?
Yeah.
No, the Darkhold was gone. He took the Darkhold off himself, basically.
Not
The
in
Dark.
our universe. In the universe where Mordo is Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, you think he gave him that, and that's why they had
Yeah.
to kill him?
I
Yeah,
think I
maybe.
think
I got
Steven
you.
called that right.
That could be absolutely, absolutely could be. Like it seems Wanda's gone completely around the bend. Like first off, do you think she's dead? And if not,
No.
like if she comes back, is she going to be completely nuts?
I don't know. I don't think she's going to be completely nuts, because she's going out to destroy everything that has to do with the Darkhold, and that includes Wundagore Mountain, where the original of that shit is etched into the walls. So she needs a break. She needs some time to herself, and she needs to try to figure out how in her brain this shit can be remedied. I do think though at some point in time she's gonna have to go find what's her name, Agatha, and that's how that something that happens there is gonna trigger her finding a Billy and damn it, what's the other boy's name?
Tommy?
Tommy. Finding a Billy and Tommy that don't have a Vision or a Wanda in their universe. Actually, I think the way they did it was they were born reincarnated into two different families, and then they found each other once their other lifetime memories kicked in. Then they went to find her. I'm
Oh,
assuming from how the setup has gone, that's what they're going to do.
that sounds loud. I don't know. They said it was written that Wanda would either rule all universes or be killed. So, I mean, is there a chance that she's actually really dead?
Not from imploding a mountain
Yeah, I
around
don't
her.
think she is either. But I mean, then basically, in essence, is this going to end with her ruling all universes?
No, it's going to be, well. It actually,
And that's what's
they
written.
can do it that way, but it's not going to be an actual full rule. It's almost straight out of the House of M storyline, where she basically goes nuts because she still thinks her kids are real, and Professor X tries to curb her and help her, but nothing works. The Illuminati goes to try and kill her, and she basically utters no more mutants.
You
And
think they're going
that's
to break
when,
in the rest of the House of M storyline then?
yeah, I think that's what they can't do it too quickly, because there's a lot of good in between that Wanda does, being with the X-Men, and I want to see all of that too.
Huh. Cool. And Jake says she can die later. Oh
Yeah,
man,
I
yeah.
mean it's kind of like the Dark Phoenix. Every time Fox has done an X-Men movie with the Dark Phoenix main storyline, they always fuck it up because they do it too quick.
Gonna rush it.
So I think here they're gonna hold back and build up, and something else is gonna happen that triggers Dark Wanda to come back.
I just thought it was weird that they made it like an either or situation. Like she either got to be dead or she's gonna rule everything. Like no in between. I'm like, what? Can't she just live? Can't they just let her live?
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to retcon that a little bit
Yeah, that's
moving
crazy.
forward, because yeah, that puts her in too small of a box. You know, Wanda is anything but one thing.
Yeah, there's got to be some gray area in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I didn't get enough of the America Chavez in this movie. Like, is she gonna be the new hero that we didn't know we needed, but we do?
Mm, see, no, I don't think America's role was to be there to stand out on her own. We've been getting breadcrumbs of the Young Avengers for a while. What eventually is going to happen is it's going to be Eli from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's the original the Black Captain's
Nephew, yeah,
grandson. It's going to be him. It's going to be Billy
his
and
nephew,
Tommy.
right?
His grandson.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be Billy and Tommy. Something's gonna happen to where they come back as actual organic forms and not just be figments of anyone's imagination. And they're gonna age themselves up again. They've actually already held and shown some of the interviews for the two teenage boys that
But
they
if they come
picked.
back, are they going to be the spawn of Mephisto
See, we don't know that. We
or
don't know that.
Chthon?
I
think
don't.
it's
I don't.
Chthon actually.
It's Chthon. Yeah, not Mephisto. It's Chthon.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think that will be the case because, like I said, there is a definite flesh and blood twins there. Like Hulkling and Wiccan have one of the best relationships ever written in a Marvel comic story, I think. And Wiccan's actually gay, if y'all didn't know. So he actually ends up marrying Hulkling, who is like a half scroll, half something or other, like king in a different part of the universe. So
Oh, he's
yeah,
not. He's
they're
not
actually
related
pretty
to the
cool
Hulk.
together.
He's
And
not related to She-Hulk or Banner.
no, not
Oh,
related to
wow.
She-Hulk. But speaking of that, we might actually get what is his name? Amadeus Cho. If you remember that head scientist that was in Civil War, I don't remember what her first name was, but her last name was Cho. It was an Asian lady.
The one with
And
half
she
a
was the
face or
one.
whatever.
Yeah, she was the one that actually had been captured by Ultron to start making the
Oh,
Vision
the Asian.
prototype.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm pretty.
okay.
If I remember correctly, it's her son that comes in and he like makes himself a serum that's almost like the Hulk serum.
Oh wow, that's way out.
So yeah, so he becomes part of the Young Avengers eventually, and we already got America. She's going in there. We got Kate Bishop. Kate's gonna be on that team too. And what's the other young lady's name? Miss Marvel. She's coming in, and Riri Williams also. So that's like the next future Iron Man
Next
right there.
generation.
So yeah, they're building up the Young Avengers, and I think America was probably the last piece that we needed to get. Well, technically Miss Marvel because her show isn't
Right.
out yet. But
Did
yeah,
the,
that's basically where we're headed.
did the Illuminati really kill their Doctor Strange just out of fear of what he might do?
I think they would absolutely.
I mean, that's a little Ahmedish, isn't it?
The Illuminati is who was responsible for Worldbreaker Hulk in the comics. Worldbreaker Hulk is the super angry Hulk that we met in Thor Ragnarok
Just because they shipped them off
times
of
a
a
thousand.
planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just because they shipped him off, but they actually the bomb that detonated from his ship killed his wife and kid on Sakaar. So that's what pissed him off, and he came back and fucking killed everyone.
Yeah, that'll do it. I ain't went
Yeah,
Wanda on him.
exactly. I couldn't blame him. I couldn't blame him at all.
Did Peggy Carter really get cut in half by her own shield? Like, if so, like, how are they not going to show us that part? That was just ruthless. I need to see it. That was gnarly.
I was so rooting for Peggy. Like, damn it, I didn't want to have to watch her die again. But yeah, that vibranium's a hell of freaking metal, man.
Right through her. I wanted to see that. I just see her just
That
slide
went
off.
right
Like,
through
oh,
her
no.
spine. Zoop.
Oh, how sick was that line, though? Are your children's mothers still alive? Good. They'll still have one parent to raise them. I was like, oh
Yo,
my God.
again, Reed. How did you not see that shit coming, my guy?
Oh, man. I was like,
You
that is
should
the
have
most.
said no. You
Oh,
should have said no. She hasn't marked off how to exactly read minds too well just yet.
I was.
You could have gotten past that, my guy. She might have let you live. You'd have been fucked up and hurting, but you would have lived.
That was the most gangster line in all of Marvel Universe. That was
Yeah.
ridiculous. That was so ruthless. I
Well,
was
you
like,
can
are
hate
you
the
kidding
player,
me?
but
Wanda
you
is
can't. Yeah,
gone.
you can't fault the game.
Oh, she's the new greatest villain, 100%. I'm like, fear the Wanda. Oh, so
And
that was, you think, Miss Marvel? That was Monica's mom, Maria Rambeau?
oh yeah, absolutely. That was definitely Monica's mom.
Uh, Man, poor
Yeah,
girl.
I
Like,
knew it was gonna be her once they actually showed a fight between her and Wanda. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, that's gonna be Tony Stark played by Tom Cruise." And I was
they were
like, "Yeah,
saying
no,
it was
fuck
going to be a
him,
lot of
no."
people. Yeah, that was
Like, look
ridiculous.
at them curves and titties. Okay,
Yeah.
that is a black woman right there.
It just sucks. She can't stay alive. Every single movie, they just kill her off
They
quick. Like,
kill
she
her
does
off.
not
Like,
stick
yo,
around.
can y'all not do that? To my girl no more, please. Can we just
Constantly.
merge two dimensions where one of them she's still alive?
It's like a fixed time point. Like, she just got to die. It's like, God dang,
Oh,
every
damn it. I
single
forgot
episode,
all
every
about the
series.
fucking fixed time points. Damn it. You might have a point there. Shit.
That's ruthless. Oh, was that the only one, or are there other universes that have other Illuminati in them? Do you think? Like, was that the
Oh,
only Illuminati?
every universe has their own Illuminati.
Think so?
Yeah, there's in another universe, and actually in the main 616 universe, it hasn't been started yet. But when it does, it's going to also include Namor, and possibly, depending on how they swing it for Black Panther, whoever's playing Black Panther at that moment.
Right. So we got a Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, and we got Dr. Xavier. So are mutants basically now confirmed in the multiverse?
Absolutely.
That'd be tight.
Absolutely.
That'd
And
be
I
cool.
can't wait to see them. I hope they give us some nice, fresh new talent. Just like, nobody that didn't go to theater often knew who Hugh Jackman was when the first X-Men movie came out in the 90s. And that's the route that I really would like them to take. Fantastic Four, however, I need you to bring Reed back. Bring back Krasinski and Emily Blunt, his wifey, because they totally fit the bill. It just works. Matter of
Right.
fact, I'm pretty sure they got two kids. Look, we know that Franklin and Valeria are now in the MCU because Reed said so.
Yeah.
Bring
Yep.
them two little smart ass motherfuckers also.
Confirmed.
And Jake, you are correct. That's exactly what I was about to say. I would not be mad at all if Jessica Alba came back.
No, right? Yeah, absolutely.
I thought she did. I mean, those movies were kind of shitty, but
she crushed it,
her,
though.
I think, yeah, she crushed that role. I would not mind seeing her again there at all. Same
I
with
think so.
Michael Chiklis. He did good at being the Thing also.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at either of them. Absolutely. So who built that castle for Wanda that she didn't even know existed?
Yeah, this is where the background sorcery and tomfoolery begins.
It's like, come on.
Because
I
I
mean,
don't
that's a
know,
pretty big deal.
she said it was more of a throne, but I don't know if that's a throne right there. I think something's gonna happen to where she may get set up for the big woo and be part of a sacrifice that she doesn't see coming from Chthon. Because he's always trying to find his way into the real world, and she's always the doorway that he tries to use.
Really? He said a carpenter built it. I think more of a stonemason. But yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, when I was like, so maybe it wasn't a throne. Maybe it was more of an altar situation.
That's what I think. That's what I think. It was more of an altar, or maybe even the beginnings of an altar.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely were ready to kneel at it. So it seemed like an altar situation to me once
Mm-hmm.
you got up on it. So she's still alive under that rubble. Do you think she's going to get herself out or get saved by somebody else? Like
Hmm.
maybe a white vision.
Yeah, that might be a bit of both, actually. And I'm surprised they didn't bring him back in any capacity here
Me
too.
too, kind of.
That's a thing that no one would have seen coming. I think.
I thought it was gonna. I would have saw it coming, and then it didn't happen because I really thought he were gonna bring him in at some capacity or some point. No, they had nothing to do with him. Figured they had enough new
Yeah,
people in it, I guess, with America coming in. But since
yeah.
the Darkhold
When I
was,
thought, go ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead. When you thought what?
No, when I thought about like how they were setting up these characters, I guess I can't say it was unexpected. I did expect Vision to be there, and he was just one character that they kept out of the trailers to be like the surprise, since everybody already called Professor X being there now. He was kind of in that Reed situation with
Right.
John Krasinski. Nobody expected Krasinski to be there, even though we all wanted him there. And kudos again to Krasinski for keeping everybody on the string, just
Total
dragging
fan
us
service.
all along throughout the whole thing and not cracking and giving a definite yes or no. So
100%
with
fan
Vision
service.
though, you gotta wonder what he would have actually even done in there, because we don't know where his mindset is, since he got introduced to some extra logic in the last time we saw him. So yeah, maybe now wasn't the time for him to come back.
I don't know. He needs to come back and tell me something because yeah, I need to see what he's been up to and what he's been doing, what he's been thinking about, and what his plans are. Because that's a powerful being out there just hanging out, floating
Super
around.
powerful, and he's
Yeah,
got like this whole extra timeline in his head from the old Vision personality that's still in there. He still has
absolutely.
those nodes of Ultron in his system. He has all nodes of Tony Stark still, and Wanda, and all of that is culminating into something like White. And the White Vision is a thing for West Coast Avengers in the comics.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how they're going to do that here. I feel like they may incorporate him with the Young Avengers to come back first on Disney Plus, which would be interesting,
I mean,
but
he is
I'm
kind of
not
young.
quite
He is in
sure.
that age group. He's gotten a bunch of fake, old school information implanted into his head, but
Yeah,
he is, I
yeah.
mean, himself pretty new and young.
They could keep him as like an off-size leader,
Yeah,
de facto leader of the group.
I like that. Since the Darkhold was a copy, is there another version of the Ashadi out there written on some wall or someplace?
I don't know. When it comes to those super high level magic tomes, you really never quite know when something's gonna pop up with Marvel. It's one of those plot devices that, if used effectively, it can be used and not just be seen as a Deus Ex Machina
Yeah,
mechanism to get the good guys to win. I
because we
think
know
that's
there
what
were
we're probably gonna see here.
because we know there's like tons of different versions of the Darkhold. They're not versions, but tons of Darkholds out there in all the different universes that Wanda went and destroyed all of them. So if there's that many Darkholds, doesn't that speak to there need to be that many Ashadis out there?
And not necessarily. Not necessarily, because if you remember in What If, that library that he went to,
Hmm.
all of those books were like one of a kind. I mean, a lot of them, I think, if I remember correctly, they'd mentioned came from like the Library of Alexandria before
Right.
it was burned.
And I get that, but the Darkhold, they said this is the exact, basically the antithesis. This is the exact
It was
opposite.
a copy. All of them were copies, is what they said. I think one
No, I'm
was
saying
the originals.
The Ashadi was the exact opposite and the antithesis of the Darkhold. So
Oh
it's like the
yeah,
yin and the yang. So if there's that many Darkholds, it just kind of tells me there should be that many Ashanti.
possibly, possibly.
That's
I
another
can't
one they
say
need cleaned
full
up.
yes or no on that one.
That's another one we need cleaned up. And speaking of, like, who was the author of the original text that drew the Darkhold on those walls?
I'm pretty sure it's Cathan.
I mean, that's what makes the most sense. But man, I
Yeah,
mean, does it
that's
just go back
all
to
of
him?
his corrupted dark magic put into one. We see Wanda's getting those black fingertips just like Agatha was,
Oh yeah,
because she's
and
been corrupted. Yeah, I'm interested really to know if she's actually going to be able to reverse that,
yeah,
and
exactly.
what's
Like,
going to
can you
happen
come
to
back?
even make Agatha um, reverse that. Actually, here's a question for you. It's kind of off sides, but in the same wheelhouse. Do you think Agatha was actually put under that spell by Wanda? Because I've been thinking about it lately, and I've rewatched a few episodes. I think she might have been faking.
You think Agatha was faking?
Yeah,
No, that's a Scarlet Witch. She handled that and put it down. I don't think
yeah,
she was
but that was
faking.
baby Scarlet Witch, though.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't know. I think Wanda put her down, and she's like, "I'll know right where to get you if I need you." And I think she's sitting there tripping. Now that Wanda's gone and the Scarlet Witch is gone full mental, I mean, I don't know. Does that still hold? Or maybe like when that whole mountain falls down on her, maybe it makes her weak enough for Agatha to be able to find a way to pry loose and get out of it. But I think for right now, she's definitely like in that trance.
Oh, actually, I just thought about it. I don't know what they're going to give us on Agatha in the upcoming show, but what they could do here, since we've had this next iteration of Wanda moving on in her life, she could actually be who she is in the comics, and that's basically a caretaker for Billy and Tommy coming back into the world. And maybe
You
that's
think
why Wanda would go back to Westview and seek her help.
let her be the nanny, help her raise the witch the
Mm-hmm.
right way?
Yep.
Interesting. I didn't. One of my least favorite parts was like I didn't like how easy it was for Strange to just tell America, "You can do it. You've had the power to do it the whole time," and then suddenly she can totally control it. Like that was a bit tropey for me.
It's slightly tropey, but I can see what they were going for. Like I said, he wants to do better than he did with Peter. And he knows that while things still got put to, mostly right when it comes to, and I don't even think he remembers exactly that Peter is Spider-Man, but I think there's some echo of a memory in there to where he knows he needs to be better dealing with younger folks
Well,
when
like
they come to
Christine
him for
even said,
help.
his love of his life even told him, "Is like you always have to be the one to hold the knife." So I mean, I
Yeah,
think that's part of his growth is kind of letting go of that knife and letting other people like save the day when need be. He
exactly.
doesn't have to do everything every time.
Yep,
But like I
exactly
said, just
that.
the fact that she couldn't do anything, and then he's just like some zombie Strange is like, "You can do it," and she's okay. Now she can do it. I was like, "Get the fuck out! Come on!" That was just
And
too quick.
also, really, how much of a plot convenience was that when he starts burying that dead body under on the roof, and Juan's
Oh
like,
yeah, and
are you
comes
really
back.
just gonna do that right there? And he's like, oh, we've buried worse. Like, see, it's that flippant attitude that always gets you into trouble, Strange. What
But
are
it
you
saved
talking
him then.
about,
I mean, but yeah. I was like, how bad would that stink in them stones? Nothing in there, no lie. Like that's
bro?
what I was thinking.
That, and you said you've buried worse, worse
Right?
than another you from another universe. Really? What the
And, where,
fuck you been doing, Strange?
and where's that corpse been rotting? And how bad is it smelling by now? Like that's
Right?
awful.
You wonder why the Illuminati coming after your ass.
It seems Strange and Christine can never be together in any timeline. So what do you think he's going to end up having to do to find his happiness?
Oh, that's where Clea comes in.
That's going to be a
Like that.
cool
That's
thing.
that's an actual that's a comic. That's a canon couple right there.
Okay.
This
Yeah, I
is gonna
heard
be the
like she was
breadcrumbs for
Sorcerer
them
Supreme
starting.
at some time. I heard she's enemies with them sometimes. I heard they've been married in some time. So I mean, is
Yeah,
this all in different
she
multiple
is.
timelines, or what they just go through with each other, or what?
Now, see, they are always tied together in more ways than one. It's slightly Targaryen, if you will. Dormammu in most universes is an amalgamation of Strange getting to his darkest darkest powers. And the timelines on it are sketchy. I don't know if that's how they're going to continue to frame it for the MCU. But then again, we know she's his niece. She's Dormammu's niece.
Mm-hmm.
So she also almost always ends up having some point in time where her and Strange cross paths and they get married. And there's a thing there. And it's actually a pretty loving relationship between the two of them. But it's strained because, they both have to be in their different universes sometimes. Right. So
it sounds like she was like
going to be interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
she is very powerful.
Sounds like she's good and bad, like out of the Darkhold and in the regular universe. Like she just holds it down all over the place.
I wouldn't say good and bad per se. She has bad family, but she's usually a decent character.
Yeah. Jake says we have a red. It's
interesting to see those breadcrumbs and how they get to that point.
We have a red and purple witch. Are we going to get any other colors from witches out there?
Well, yeah, we got Adam Warlock coming. There's red for Wanda, purple for Agatha. There is who really uses the white? It's specific. The white is specific. No, not the Eternal. Excuse me, sorry. Not the Eternals. Who did we see using white colored magic recently? I don't remember. It might have been someone in Spidey. But yeah, all of those colors are very significant. There's a lot of reds and yellows when it comes to Shang-Chi and his folks also. We know with Danny Rand, there's green and yellows that go into play there. So there's a lot that's coming. Clea's magic, I want to say, is probably going to also be white.
Yeah, she like that. She would just straight take that knife and just cut holes into the different universes. That was kind of crazy. Like, how many different beings are there like that? Like her in America, and who else can just
America? Yeah, there's very few of them that don't have copies, and America's one of them. That just shows you how powerful she is.
What's up with Strange's third eye? What's that going to be about? Is that just the Darkhold still living in him? Is that making him more powerful? Is that going to hurt him in the end? Like, what's up with that third eye?
A mix of all of that. A full mix of all of that. Like, if you remember in the What If cartoon, that the darkest that Strange got there, that's pretty much what we're gearing up to here. Is all of that awakening of his full potential of magic. That's what helps awaken his third eye. And I think he was screaming at the end because it was done prematurely from the disruption of all the dark magic he's been using.
Well, it seems like so is our Strange the one who sucked up the octopus? Because was I wrong, or did I not see some octopus arms come out of him at some point?
No, I don't think that was our Strange.
I could have swore it was our Strange fighting Wanda.
Huh. The only things that we saw him really suck up were those dark entities that were flying around him. He did create these weird looking tentacle fist things in the beginning.
Yeah, that came out of his back.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that him? Did he suck up the power of that thing or what? Like, wait a minute. Is this the What If Strange and we didn't even realize it? Like, he's the dark What If Strange?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. If he was that dark Strange, half of the movie would need to be crossed out because he would have had the power to stop half that shit.
Maybe, yeah.
So I don't think it was him.
Weird.
I think it was just a spell at that point.
Okay, but yeah, I thought that was crazy.
But yeah, I noticed that earlier today when I was rewatching too. Like, wait, why is that happening?
Yeah, it's like, where does that come from? We didn't see that. We didn't know he had that ability.
Yeah, it was weird.
But in the mid-credit scene, Strange jumps into another adventure with Clea, and it looks like that's the direction the new movie is set. Like, is it going to tie in with Loki and the TVA, like going into different timelines, or are they going to go a different direction, you think?
Oh, I think absolutely that's going to tie in. I think a lot of the things that happened in Loki, that's why all of this shit is spiraling out of control for everyone else. They fucked up the timelines. So now that didn't open just portals for other branches of time, but also that's what kickstarted them into getting to the multiverse.
Okay. I like that. The second end credit scene was cute. It was a cute play on words, but it was almost like a middle finger to fans. Like, how much more do you want from me? The movie's over. Like,
Okay,
it's
actually,
over.
I did not see the second scene, so describe
Oh,
it to
you
me.
haven't
What
seen that
happened?
one. Yeah, they always clip you off early on those, huh?
Yeah,
For
well, yeah, for the version that I had.
right, yeah.
Shh, don't tell nobody. So
Yeah,
explain. What
exactly.
did I miss?
But yeah, I thought that was funny. It's almost like a middle finger. Like, yep, you just sat here this long for the very end of it, just for me to tell you it's over. I was like, come on. But it was a cute tie-in to what happened earlier. So,
Oh wait, did they do? They pulled a Deadpool.
no, it was more to
If
it was
Ferris
more to do
Bueller
with what
coming out
happened
saying it's
earlier.
over.
Yeah, I'll let you see it. But yeah, it's more of a tie-in to what happened earlier in the movie.
Ah,
I'll
gotcha.
just say two words: Bruce Dern. Oh man, but yeah, that was basically it. All in all, like let's give it a rating, like a 1 out of 10. What'd you feel about old Doctor Strange?
1 out of 10. I think I'm gonna go with an 8.75.
Up
Just
there.
because while I did love it, and I totally ate up all of the fan service nostalgia that they gave me for everything, every little Easter egg they put in there. I know that what's coming is going to expand the world even more, and I'm interested to see that and how they mix in with the rest of the TV shows that are coming up and all that. So I'm excited for what's to come, and I want to reserve like the high scores for the continuations of these storylines and plot points that they've left us with.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you gave it a high score. I'm down there like 7.98. I mean, it was good, but I need to watch it again. And I think like I was just when you hear like multiverse of madness, like I just needed more multiverse. Like we had the madness, but I needed
Yeah.
some more multiverse in there. Like it was cool seeing him go through all the things and when he turned into paint and the different chips and going through dinosaur land and cartoon land, like I needed him to get like stuck in one of those
Oh
lands and
yeah,
walk
yeah,
around.
good. Yeah, definitely good call on that. Yeah, I think I agree because yeah, that paint world, and he asked America like, were we actually just paint at
Yep.
one point? And she's so nonchalant about it, like yeah, but don't worry about it. At least we got out safe. Sometimes it's hard to come back from them worlds.
Yeah, you
What
didn't want to get
fun! Like,
stuck
and
in
this
Paint World,
ship,
hard to eat.
yeah,
What?
she's gone to 78 different versions of these places. So it's mind trippy. I'm pretty sure we saw the Savage Land in one of those, which was really big in the 90s animated cartoon. And there's, I'm pretty sure we saw, what is it called? Namor's Realm, Atlantica. And
Oh, down
we're
in the
gonna be
water, yeah,
seeing Namor soon, yeah.
right. So yeah, I mean that was cool, but yeah, I needed him to get stuck in one of those lands and run around and have some stuff happen,
Right,
like
yeah, show us
not
some new
just
shit.
floating through. Yeah, show me some of that cool stuff because that's what I was expecting to see, like a bunch of craziness coming through from all those different places, not just you floating through for 2 seconds and that was it. Ah,
Yo, how cool would it have been if they would have just been roaming through the Savage Lands for half
yeah,
the
it'd have been
movie?
amazing.
That would
Absolutely,
have been
just
great.
run from a dinosaur or something. Like, just give me
Right,
something in
right.
one of those things. But
I
I don't know.
very
It
much
was cool. So
agree.
yeah, I give it like a 7.98. It was a good movie, definitely worth the watch. But I need to rewatch it to see like how much I really liked it. But I didn't think it was one of the greatest Marvel movies, but it was definitely fun.
Yep, for sure. And I
Uh,
also stand firm on my judgment. Both of these bastards go to fucking Azkaban. Stop
Ain't
fucking up
nothing right
shit.
with either one of them. Oh, just a couple quick trivia questions to close it out. We're gonna knock it out. If you know these answers, write them in the chat. If you're watching later, put them in the comments down below. Whose wedding did Doctor Strange attend in the beginning?
Oh, Christine and her fiance.
And what was her fiance's name?
I don't know.
That's a tough
I
one.
wrote down nothing for trivia for this
Oh,
movie.
you would. That's a tough one. You'd actually have to seen the like shine or looked in
Oh,
on the actual
wait.
wedding invitations.
One thing that I forgot that I did want to comment on, yo, the petty of the doctor in the very beginning at the
Oh, it was
wedding.
amazing.
Like I was like, damn.
Nobody
But
cares about
I
your
love a
cats.
good petty.
Nobody cares about your two kitty cats. Get out of here. That
Like,
was amazing. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, question number two in trivia: what was Doctor Strange's sister's name?
ah, fuck. What the hell was
Tough
that one?
one.
I want to say Julie or something, but I don't remember.
You know that one. Write it in the comment section or down below. Question number three: how did Doctor Strange's sister die?
It was from drowning in Ice Lake, wasn't it?
Yep, fell through the ice in the lake. Absolutely. There we go. And last but not least, how does Miss Marvel die?
Oh, she technically, I'm gonna say quote unquote die. She gets buried by on with a statue falling on her.
Yep, she had a statue falling there. What's
And
up, Lion John? I'll see you. Better late than never. My man says petty is a superpower.
it is.
Oh, it's awesome. Absolutely. Gotta love a good petty. Oh, but all in all, yeah, I absolutely like the show. I don't know if I loved it yet. Can't wait to get a rewatch in it and go a little more in depth. And yeah, I think we're going to probably end up be doing our own little versus episode and just kind of what we liked and didn't like against Spidey, against the Doctor Strange 2, and what we thought they had in common and what we think is going to tie in for maybe the next movie coming up. So we'll
Yeah, for
definitely do a little
sure.
theory video and break them down and do a little comparison and see what's what, how we like it.
If by chance you guys are not doing anything Thursday evening, I'm gonna be doing another roundtable talking about this with Manic Meeks. Y'all know her. She's been on my channel a few times, and with hopefully some of the gents from the Silver Sight Network, RJ and Cam and Trey. So tune in probably about 8, 9 o'clock. We'll be talking about it on my channel.
There you
Come
go.
geek out with us.
Keep your Thursday nights open. Let's all be it. Let's see it up. So check them out over there on AK's channel this Thursday night. Other than that, I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you next time, be easy, everybody.
Stay safe, y'all.